Whether it's heartbreaking human drama, exploring terrifying new realms of horror, or the baffling abstract journey of a middle-aged virgin attempting to lose his V-plates,
I'm visiting my mother tomorrow.
when that A24 logo plays before a film's credits, you can be absolutely positive you're about to experience something you've never experienced before. A24's recent rise in popularity has been meteoric. As of 2023, the studio has been the recipient of over 50 Academy Award nominations and winning 16 overall. However, much like age coming with no guarantee of wisdom, or for that matter, youth coming with no guarantee of innovation, an experience being new is in no way a guarantee of greatness. Hello all you wonderful people, my name's Tommy and I am delighted to welcome you to Podcast Assemble. Today, we're going to be discussing A24. With Civil War about to hit cinemas, no, not that one, we're going to be digging into the somewhat misconception that everything the studio touches turns to gold. Now, A24 is one of my absolute favourite film studios. Well, me and almost every indie film student, though we're not alone. Saying something has an A24 style will possibly get you berated by fans of the studio, but there is something so unique about an A24 offering that makes them stand head and shoulders above the rest. Known for championing movies that have a distinct point of view, the studio has cultivated an almost cult-like devotion from its fans, launching the careers of some of your favourite directors, such as Robert Eggers, the Daniels, and even distributing Denis Villeneuve's second English movie outing, The Enemy. The studio fostered this rabid fanbase despite the current movie landscape, in which big studios lean heavily on franchises and nostalgia. The A24 model offers something of a breath of fresh air. After beginning life acquiring distribution rights to independent films and bringing them to a wider audience, A24 offers something new to those tiring of every movie being required to bait a cinematic universe. Essentially, A24 begun life as a distributor. Established in 2012, the studio was founded by two core creative principles. Firstly, allowing directors almost total creative freedom, which comes with inherent risk. So to mitigate that, the second core principle of A24 was to avoid traditional expensive forms of advertising. The studio became known for its distinctive ad campaigns, which used guerrilla and viral marketing to garner word of mouth. Almost like subterfuge, the studio created trailers that sucked you in, but were built to subvert your expectations. Take Spring Breakers, for example, one of A24's first big hits. The ad campaign lent heavily on the raunchiness of former Disney princesses like Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens playing against type. And it worked. Broader success has followed, allowing the studio to spread its wings. More recently, in addition to its film productions, A24 has expanded into television with projects like Beef on Netflix or Euphoria starring Zendaya, which have garnered widespread acclaim. The company has become a prominent player in the independent film industry, supporting diverse voices and unique storytelling while continuing to produce a wide range of content across various genres and formats. A24 has built a reputation for working with emerging filmmakers and supporting projects that push creative boundaries. Many of its films have received critical acclaim and even award recognition, most notably being the likes of Moonlight, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2017. Also Lady Bird, Hereditary, The Florida Project, Midsommar, The Lighthouse, and the list goes on. However, every action, there must be an equal and opposite reaction. For every uncut gems, there is a Beau is Afraid. And I can tell you, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that one day someone's going to make me watch that movie again. Hell, it's probably used to torture prisoners of war. However, it is precisely because of its creatively risky strategy that A24 continues to see success. Despite A24's reputation for creative gold, they also rack up a decent amount of flops. You just might not have noticed them. A24 see every genre as a sandbox worth exploring, and in doing so release a large number of movies every year. In 2023, the studio released 21 movies. That's 21! This is in contrast to the likes of Paramount Pictures, similarly a studio but significantly larger, who only released 15 in 2023. including the likes of Killers of the Flower Moon and Scream 6. In an ironic twist, the studio have some intriguingly creative ways of maintaining their stellar reputation. Deals with the likes of DirecTV, Netflix, and Apple TV allow A24 to shuffle the films they don't see as cutting the mustard off to die a quiet death. We discussed The Green Knight on our podcast Assemble, which went directly to Netflix. However, that was affected by the pandemic. Whereas movies like The Farewell, which starred Awkwafina from 2019, received critical acclaim and garnered attention following its premiere at Sundance. The Lulu Wang-directed film, however, in the end, received a limited marketing campaign, being shuffled off to streaming soon after. Another example from 2018 is the Andrew Garfield starring Under the Silver Lake. Similarly, the David Robert Mitchell-directed flick generated some hype following its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival, though the film's release was then delayed and the marketing efforts were relatively subdued, resulting in both films eventually released to streaming to little fanfare. A24 makes and distributes bad films just like any other studio. However, the A24 model, along with some unique shadow distribution methods, creates an environment in which these films are quietly gaslighted into oblivion. Let's just say Film Addicts podcast host Reegs won't be seeing them at the Astor this Friday as part of an A24 marathon. Ultimately, the positive word of mouth garnered by the good A24 movies wildly outweighs the bad. A24 doesn't necessarily need every film to be a massive box office hit. Their focus on movies from a distinct point of view, along with a loyal fan base who see their films as an experience above all else, allows for just that. Gold or garbage. This focus on quality over the blockbuster formula allows them to take risks, which big studios avoid, finding success with high-performing, low-cost films alongside streaming deals and other revenue sources. Which begs the question, does it matter if A24 released the occasional flop? To the fans, probably not. However, with the news of recent investment from equity firms reportedly topping $2.5 billion, that is with a B, I have to wonder whether the new focus on established IP may adjust the studio's attitude to giving directors unprecedented levels of creativity, possibly resulting in less and less risks being taken on unique points of view. What we want to know is, what do you think? Do you think everything A24 touches turns to gold? Will the studio have its morals twisted by big money investment? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, feel free to drop us a like and subscribe. Really helps with algorithms and stuff I don't truly understand. We've also covered a bunch of A24 movies on our regular podcast Assemble, which I'll link below. Why not join us for more geeky content? Thanks for popping by. Tally ho!